Hi, I'm working in between the raindrops here today. It's been raining off and on all day, but I wanted to get a quick update done on the outside portion. I set up my scarecrow sprinkler and I put it in a bucket full of stone this time so that I can move it around and put it in the best position. I found last year when I had it permanently in the ground, some of the plants grew and sheltered an area and animals could get in at that area. So this time I'm all prepared to move it around and get it in the best position. As you can see, the walkway between the two beds is filled in, and basically all I did was I took those end boards off and ran them across the side and then filled it in with dirt. And as you can see, this is going to give me quite a large area to put some additional plantings in, and I don't know what I'm going to put in there yet, but it's nice to know I have the space. And over here I do have some things in. Under the cages is my garlic I planted last October, and it's doing quite well. And the reason I put the cages on was because deer were eating the stems. Yeah, I probably could take them off now that I have the scarecrow set up, but I'll leave them there. And in this little area I put some beets in, and I put some onions in. These are Spanish yellow onions. And on the other side over here, nothing's coming up yet, but I have scallions in those two marks in the center, and on either end I have radishes. And then over here are my potato buckets, and I built a little raised bed to set them in this year. Last year I just had them on the ground, and the reason I did that was I read on the smart pots, if they're down on the soil, they'll form a capillary area between the bottom of the pot and the soil, and that'll help keep things moist inside there. So I wanted to try that. And I have the two big pots there, and there are Yukon Gem, which is a hybrid of the Yukon Gold that I planted last year. They're supposed to be more productive and more disease resistant, so I'm kind of excited about those. And the two smaller pots are red Norland potatoes, and those were the ones that before I got them planted they had sprouted in the bag, and some of the sprouts were up to 9 inches long or so, so I didn't know if I should break them off or plant them. And after consulting with my favorite potato expert, Brendan at Bacon Soda, I decided to leave half of them on and break half of them off. So there's still a couple inches sticking out of the ground that I don't know if I should have buried that part of it as well, but I didn't. We'll see what happens. And it's starting to rain again, so I'm going to zoom on inside and show you what's happening with the hydro. Okay, I think as I did last time, I'm going to first show you a little clip of my last update 1 week ago, and so you have a comparison to what it's like 1 week later. And here's the growth 1 week later. As you can see, things are really starting to pop now. Before I zoom in, I'll back up. I did swap out the nutrients just this morning, and I put a little stronger solution. The first batch I had was for seedlings, and this is more of a growth formula of the Flora series nutrients that I showed you last week. At the same time, I swapped out the bottom part of the nutrient from an 18 gallon to a 14 gallon, and I'm finding this is going to be much more manageable for me and a lot easier to change nutrients and everything. I did leave the wooden frame and shorten the uprights. Probably didn't really need it, but I figured I had it, I might as well use it. So let's get a little closer look at the plants, and you can see some remarkable growth for 1 week's time. Here's the red sales lettuce, and it's starting to almost get to the point where I could start picking some leaves for salads. And back there, the Italian parsley, which didn't show much last week, is now actually have a true leaf, and it's starting to grow fast as well. This is the black-seeded Simpson along with that one, and this is a butter crunch bib along with the big one back there is a butter crunch bib as well. And the basil is starting to take off now. The roots are down into the nutrients, and now with the stronger solution, I'm expecting those to really go. And I'm told by my friend Jay Sachs to think pesto pretty soon, because they're going to take off, and I hope he's right. I'm pretty sure he's going to be. Down below, I also repotted my outdoor plants. If I can zoom in here, maybe I will pull them out a little bit so you can get a better look at them. Just a minute. Okay, pulling them out didn't help much, so I raised the light up. And on this side, these are all the pepper plants. And back there, these are all the tomato plants. And those two over there. And I transplanted them into, over here, the tomatoes are all in these cow pots, which I wanted to try. They're a little more expensive than, say, a peat pot or some other things that you can use, but it sounded like an interesting idea. So they're made out of dried cow manure, and despite what the advertising tells you, they do have a bit of an odor to them, though it's not a bad odor. And these peppers and the four in the front are basil plants. Those are just in peat pots. And they're planted in a combination of worm compost and about 50-50 mixed with some regular compost. And I tell you what, I was amazed. This is just maybe about 4 days after transplanting, and they've already started looking much healthier, and they've started growing amazingly so. I was quite surprised. It's almost as dramatic as what's happening in the hydro unit. So those will be going out, I'm gonna guess, around here. We usually can plant outdoor stuff like tomatoes and peppers by May 1st, so that's probably what I'm going to be shooting for. Of course, it depends on the weather, but normally we're frost free by then. And that's about all I have to show you for today, and I just wanted to be sure to give you a weekly update on the hydro, and I still continue to be amazed by it. And every day in the morning when I come down, I can notice it seems to just explode overnight. And like I said, I'll probably be harvesting some leaves for lettuce, for salads, not too much longer. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.